Super Rugby Aotearoa team of the week for round number 3. Pretty Blues and Crusaders heavy. I'm going to come out there and say that early because the Crusaders gave the Chiefs a bit of a hiding and the Blues gave the Highlanders a bit of a hiding. In terms of the games themselves, like a bit disappointing that the games weren't a bit closer. I mean, obviously that sets up a massive clash with the Blues and the Crusaders next week. But you'd like to think that if it's Aotearoa competition, there's not kind of other teams which are just like the also-rans. Anyway, maybe we'll see more from these teams as they pick up in the future. But right now, she's looking a wee bit like something of a two-horse race. Anyway, I'll go through 15 guys. By no means exclusively these 15 guys played well at the weekend. There's others. These are just 15 guys I've picked pretty hastily since moving house. Lots of stuff to do, but it was fun to have a look at the stats and to see where each guy is at. Loose head. We'll start with a Crusader and old George Bower, or Bower. If you're Ian Smith, Bower. Bower Constrictor. He constricted the Chiefs scrum, man. He did a job on Angus Ta'avao, who should be a much more experienced campaigner than him, although the Crusaders is a pack rather than just individuals. Apart from the scrummaging, he has 4 runs, 3 metres, 5 from 5 tackles, only concedes 1 penalty. But it's his scrum where you get impressed, and he was pretty impressive. Another Crusader in the hooker jersey. I've gone with Cody Taylor. Now, he wasn't as flashy as the week before. He wasn't getting big breaks up the midfield and scoring tries and stuff. But he has 6 runs, 10 metres, 3 passes, 4 from 4 tackles, only concedes 1 turnover, and the line out is 100%. So the set piece is perfect, pretty much, from the Crusaders. Scrum, very good. Line out, very good. Cody Taylor, still very good. Tighthead, I have managed to get a Blues man here. I've gone with Ofa Tuangafasi. Also did a pretty good job on De Groot from the Highlanders at scrum time. The Blues scrum was looking pretty solid. He has 6 runs. He has 2 runs for 3 metres, 6 from 7 tackles. He doesn't concede any penalties. He has 1 turnover conceded throughout the match. Pretty good effort from the Blues forward pack as well. It just gets one up front, doesn't it? And yeah, both those sides really put their hands up. Locks. I've gone with Scott Barrett. Again, this is similar to last week's team, man. It's just the Crusaders, isn't it? 6 runs for 2 metres is a pretty ordinary return, actually. He'll want to work on his carrying because he was largely contained. 5 passes, 11 from 12 tackles, those good numbers. And man, did they make the Chiefs line out a misery. He wins 3 line outs himself and takes 2 from the Chiefs. Likewise, this fella, Sam Whitelock, still maybe the best locking duo in New Zealand. Is there any maybe about it? 3 runs, 10 metres is a better return than Scott Barrett's numbers, like 5 times the meterage from half the runs. He has 4 passes, including an offload, so his hands are still good. He has a clean break. He has 4 from 4 tackles. He wins 5 line-outs, so he's one of the go-to guys for the Crusaders on their own ball, and he also pinches one of the Chiefs one as well. The Chiefs finished that game with 3 from 7 in their line-outs, so pretty bad. Pretty bad. Blindside, I have gone with Akira Ioane. He had a barnstorming game. Absolutely lovely stuff from him with the Blues. He gets a try, has a try assist denied by the TMO, who needs to go to Specsavers. 9 runs for 54 metres, proper numbers. 2 clean breaks, 3 defenders beaten, 3 passes, 8 from 10 tackles. Does concede a penalty, also wins 2 line-out balls. His All Blacks form from last year is clearly still there, and I look forward to his game against the Crusaders next week. He's going to want to put in a big shift as well. Next, a guy from neither of the 2 winning teams. I've gone with Sam Cane. Maybe a controversial pick. He gets a lot of stick, this old Sam Cane. 2 runs for 4 metres is pretty average. 1 pass, so not hugely involved. Concedes a penalty. He does win 1 line-out ball, but 20 out of 22 tackles. 20 tackles. To put that into context, the next best tackler in this week of Super Rugby Aotearoa had 13. And Sam Cane makes 20. He certainly puts his body on the line for that Chiefs cause. Maybe where I get a little bit worried is maybe the captaincy. He needs to get in the ref's ears. Not necessarily more, but I don't know. He needs to be managing the refs a bit better because the Chiefs got absolutely shafted by a couple of those decisions. Especially the Brad Weber one where it was not... He didn't touch the ball. Like, I don't know. I feel like a more influential captain is able to get the ref to have one more look at that. You know what I mean? I don't know. That's what a captain's there for, apart from to motivate the boys, is to manage the ref. Number 8, I was picking between the Blues and the Crusaders guy. I've gone with the Crusaders because Fetu Douglas had a pretty good shift, to be honest. He gets a try. He has 15 runs or 5 runs. I can't read my own handwriting. And he gets 38 run meters, probably 15. 1 clean break, 2 defenders beaten, 2 passes, an offload, 9 out of 9 tackles. He does have 2 turnovers conceded and 1 penalty conceded, but he also wins 2 line-out balls. Crusaders, man. They got players in all the positions. Scrum half. Highlanders, guys, I managed to sneak you in here. This is maybe a bit of a... I don't know. Folau Fakatava obviously didn't play the whole game. He was a substitute. He made a bit of impact in what was a pretty lackluster Highlanders performance. What can I say? Dixon comes on and scores a try. Hooker and Fakatava comes on. He gets a try as well. He has a try, 4 runs, 13 metres, 2 defenders beaten, 14 passes, an offload, 1 from 2 tackles. Does concede 2 penalties, but at least they looked a bit more lively when he was on. That's all I can say. The impact he provided was a thing. Maybe that's a cop-out pick, that one, but there you go. Don't expect any more Highlanders because that's it. Number 10, no-brainer. Richie Mo'unga is back to his best. Hopefully he doesn't have this kind of performance against the Blues next week because, man, was he good. He gets a try assist, kicks 2 conversions, kicks 2 penalties. From his 11 runs, he has 101 run meters. He has 3 clean breaks, 11 defenders beaten, which is phenomenally crazy. 26 passes, including an offload, 3 out of 3 tackles, and he concedes 1 turnover. Bloody hell, he's good, man. Scary. Scary. Now, speaking of scary, I never thought I'd put this guy on the board at inside centre. I've gone with Harry Plummer, who seems to be playing pretty well this year. Just quietly. Kept Lomapi quiet against the Hurricanes. A try assist, which was a magic little move from the deck when he had a decision to make, and he made the right one. He gets 29 run meters, has a clean break, and has 2 defenders beaten. 2 defenders beaten is the most of any Blues back, and it's Harry Plummer. He has 4 runs, 4 passes, an offload, 6 from 7 tackles, and that is also the most from any Blues back. He does concede 1 penalty. Harry Plummer. Never thought I'd be putting his name up there, but credit to him, credit where it is due. I've gone with another Iwania here. Both the brothers are on here from the Blues. This time it's Rico in the midfield. He has 2 try assists and is robbed of a try from the TMO who needs to go to Specsavers. 8 runs, 91 run meters, 2 clean breaks, a defender beaten, 2 offloads, 3 passes, and 3 from 4 tackles. I'm still not 100% sold on Rico at midfield, at centre, but the more he plays there, the better he's going to get. What can you say? Wingers, I have gone with, from the Crusaders, Leicester, fainga'anuku. Now, he gets a try, which is pretty controversial in the end. And there's since come out that one of the stills photographers got a photo of him showing his foot seemingly pretty clearly in the grass. But it was a hell of a finish. If you haven't watched it, just Google Leicester fainga'anuku try. It was about as athletic a finish as you will ever see. It deserved the try, if nothing else. 13 runs, 91 run meters, 4 clean breaks, 6 defenders beaten, 2 penalties conceded. So not perfect. 2 penalties conceded. 1 from 4 tackles is pretty average. Poor, you might say. 2 turnovers conceded and 1 penalty conceded. Sorry, it's 2 passes, not 2 penalties conceded. They both got P's in them. 1 penalty conceded, 2 passes. He likes a run rather than a pass. But still, man, he's pretty lethal. And I've put his other wing partner here. Right wing was tougher, but I've gone with Sevu Reece. Not as dynamic a game from him as we've seen maybe the week before, but still, even when he's not like blowing you out of the water with like craziness, still gets a try assist, 8 runs, 32 run meters, 2 clean breaks, 6 passes, 3 offloads, 3 from 3 tackles. He's still everywhere. He does concede 2 turnovers. Fullback. Lastly, I've gone with Damian McKenzie. D-Mac, another Chiefs man on here, in a performance which was not lending itself to putting many Chiefs guys on the board. I know Will Jordan was phenomenal as well, but a try assist, and Perifeta. Perifeta was good with lots of good fullbacks this week. There's so many Blues and Crusaders. Let me put somebody else on. A try and a try assist is always good numbers. 2 conversions, a penalty, 8 runs for 50 metres, a clean break, 2 defenders beaten, 17 passes, so huge involvements for him. Often stands at first receiver. 7 from 8 tackles, 1 turnover conceded. That is the team of the week for week number 3 of Super Rugby Aotearoa. What did you guys reckon? Like I said, not the closest of games. Hopefully we get some close ones in week 4, but we will have to see. Blues and Crusaders looks to be the game of the round, but you never know. Anyway, you guys have any thoughts? Talk to you again soon. See you later.